The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, to my left, we got a man that really needs no introduction, for he is known the world over. It's the one, it's the only, it's Pops.
Welcome to True School Sports. Fire away!
Fire away. All right, so look, right now we're in preparation for the Anthony Joshua Usyk fight. You know, it's a very, very important fight in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua's at an interesting stage of his career. Usyk's at a very interesting stage of his career. So the question we're going to pose in this video, and my pops will answer this, and I'll answer this, and we'll give our little tidbits and our 2 cents, is Oleksandr Usyk the toughest test of Anthony Joshua's career so far? You guys can let us know in the comments down below. We'll swing it over to Pops. We'll swing it over to Pops. Pops, do you think that that Usyk, being a cruiserweight, moving up to the heavyweight division, with all he's accomplished in boxing, gold medalist, undisputed champion, has a couple of wins at heavyweight, does some things differently than some of Joshua's previous opponents. Do you think that he is the toughest the toughest opponent for Joshua in his career thus far?
Thus far, yes. He's probably going to be. Usyk is one of his toughest. What was going to be one of his toughest opponents? For the fact I say that is because what he's already accomplished. The way he brings the skills into the gym, he's a very skillful fighter. He's got quickness, he got movement, he got everything, all the skills that you really want in a boxer that he's got. So for me, I think he's going to be the toughest. The only question I have, only this far. In the future, I think to be honest, Brandon, in the future for me, the toughest task for me is going to be the Gypsy King.
Tyson Fury.
But in this right here,
we're focusing on September 25th.
I think it's going to be tough because you got. To me, I feel that Usyk is a cruiserweight. He's not really true heavyweight, in my opinion. But because he's moving up to the heavyweight class, his skillful, the way he dominated, I think he's going to give Joshua a lot of problems.
We got to think of it like this too, right? Anthony Joshua's a fighter that in the past, not recently, but in some of his previous fights, he's shown stamina problems, right? He's shown stamina problems in the past before. He's got a reputation for some as being a guy who can gas out if you move around the ring and make a miss. So because Usyk is such a small heavyweight and he can move, do you think that'll be an issue for Joshua at all? Like the fact that his mobility, his ability to make people miss, him being able to master range and distance?
I think it will, but at the same time, we have to also look on the other side of the coin. Look at Joshua. Joshua's one of the most skillful fighters in boxing.
Developing very well.
Right, developing very well. So you can't really say. I think it's a pretty evenly matched, but it's gonna test out Josh's will. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If Joshua thinks he's gonna come in there and just hit a home run off the park and take it home with all of his fans and everything there, I don't think it's gonna be that easy.
So the other two biggest tests in Joshua's career that I would put on this level would be the Vladimir Klitschko fight, because that was a fight he took very early on in his career.
Right.
And I would also say the Andy Ruiz rematch, which was, he just got knocked out in America.
Right.
The American debut was spoiled. Do you see this fight as a tougher test than any one of those two fights? The Klitschko fight at Wembley Stadium or the Ruiz rematch in Saudi Arabia? Do you think?
Out of the two, you asked me the other two.
Do you think the fight with Usyk on the 25th of September? Do you think it's a tougher test for Joshua coming off of that loss to Ruiz and then rematching in Saudi Arabia, and the Klitschko fight when he took it early in his career?
I don't think so, because I think what happened. I think in the case when we talk about Ruiz and when he fought Klitschko, when he fought Ruiz, he came to the first time in the States, all getting acclimated and everything. I don't think he was really ready for the fight the way he should have been. And there was comments that he got hurt in a sparring match or something for the first fight I'm talking about. So no, but I think with Klitschko, I think that was a real tough fight for him. It was a great fight for him, and it gave him more confidence. But going to the first fight with Ruiz, I think that took his confidence away until he came back and redeemed himself. But I think this fight right here, I think out of Ruiz, the other fights that we're talking about, I don't think nobody has all-around skills like Usyk.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that Joshua don't got it.
Okay.
But I'm saying he's skillful boxing, what he brings in. He's got great trainers. Just don't sleep on him. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give my opinion. I personally think this is the toughest test of Anthony Joshua's career to date for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I would say that this is the first time in Anthony Joshua's career where he's boxed a guy in his prime, like a guy in his prime who has the pedigree of a Usyk, not just in the pros, but as the amateurs. You know, he's fought guys in the past that were good really good amateurs like Klitschko and Povetkin, but these guys were on the back half of their careers. Usyk's a guy that, you know, he's right, you know, in the middle of his career.
Right.
So I feel like that's what makes the fight interesting. Second of all, even though Anthony Joshua is developing well, and I think he is becoming one of boxing's most consistent heavyweight performer over the last 4 to 5 years. I just think that because of the movement and the boxing IQ of Usyk, you know, it's just a different puzzle to solve. And unlike like if Fury fights Usyk next or anybody else fights Usyk next, they'll have the benefit of seeing this AJ fight, right? They can watch film, they can look at what AJ did wrong, what he did right, and then put that into the game plan. AJ's not getting that luxury. He's taking them straight away.
Right, go next. So forth.
And I actually like Usyk right now is more dangerous because he hasn't really had two great showings at heavyweight. So like he fought Chad with this one, he didn't look that good, he won. And he fought Chisora and he won, but he didn't necessarily wow in that fight either. So because he's not giving these great performances, from the Joshua side of things, you can look at Usyk and say, okay, well, he hasn't boxed these guys good,
right,
and he's a heavyweight, so his skills aren't translating, and that either consciously or subconsciously can actually trigger a bit of an emotional letdown. So I feel like that's why this fight is more dangerous. Now, when he fought Klitschko, that was his big breakout fight because, you know, Klitschko was who he was in boxing.
Right.
Klitschko was looking to regain the title back. You know, Klitschko, even though he had a long reign as heavyweight, never had a signature fight in his career. Right. And that fight became a signature fight even though he lost. It was a great fight that people will talk about forever. So I feel like Joshua was up for that. When he fought Ruiz in the rematch, he already lost to him.
Right.
So he wanted to regain the title back. He was up for those fights. He's up for the Usyk fight, but I just don't think whether it's consciously or subconsciously he can get up for this fight the way he would get up for those fights or some of the fights that are also being talked about like Fury, Wilder, you know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put it like this: if he comes in with that mentality, he's beating himself because you can the same way that he went into the Ruiz fight and he took the first fight and he thought he was gonna come in. You can't come with that mentality when you come in there. Josh gonna come in and say, "I'm gonna beat this motherfucker. I'm gonna beat his ass."
No, I'm sure.
But you can't put those questions in your mind because if you put those questions in your mind, you're already doubting some things, and that could be an enemy to you later on in the fight. I'm telling you.
I don't think he's consciously doing these things. Right. I'm just saying, like, as humans, right? Like as fighters, right? They always say, I don't like judging boxing this way, but I know most people in boxing do look at boxing this way. They say, oh, you're only as good as your last fight, right? And sometimes if you're fighting a guy who's winning but not looking impressive, and no matter how talented he is, you could look at his last 2 fights or whatever his recent performances and say, you know what, you know, I see what he's bringing to the table and it's not gonna be enough to beat me. And then that guy winds up actually performing better than he did in the 2 fights before, and you wind up getting shocked. So I feel like that could happen in this fight, and because of how a lot of people are downing Usyk because of how he's performed at heavyweight, and they say that's why he's going to lose. And I'm saying, no. That's why he's even more dangerous. Yeah. The fact that he didn't look good against Witherspoon and he didn't look good against Chisora.
Yeah.
That's why I'm more worried about Joshua.
Yeah, but you're right. I'm not disagreeing and go against what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but to me, I just think that you're talking from Usyk's point of view. Like basically what you're saying is like, don't sleep on him because he's gonna come in here and he's gonna be better. Mm-hmm. People think he's an underdog, and I'm sure he's gonna be a heavy underdog.
This is the first time This is the first time in his boxing career he's truly been the underdog. And look, Usyk's a winner. However you cut it up, slice it, and dice it, Usyk is a winner in boxing at the highest of levels. We're talking about undisputed champion, you know, which is a very, very short list at cruiserweight. You know, only the greats have been undisputed champions at cruiserweight. You know, undisputed cruiserweight champion. Gold medalist, and just a whole bunch of things. All the guy knows how to do is win, and when you tell a guy like that he's the underdog, he's gonna be up for it because look, when he won the gold medal and he turned pro, a lot of people thought and were talking before he ever threw a punch in the professionals. They said this guy has the potential to go the Evander Holyfield route and become undisputed cruiserweight and become undisputed heavyweight champion. So this is like that next big step in that path.
Yeah, what I'm going to say about Usyk is, and he had his mentality after he became undisputed, and he demolished, what's his name, Bellew. Mm-hmm. And that conference, I'll never forget what he said. He says, somebody asked him, what are your goals? What do you want to do in the heavyweight? Do you just want to come up here and just tool your horn in that set? He said, no, I'm fucking coming here to become undisputed.
Undisputed heavyweight champion.
His mentality going into this fight with Joshua is, I ain't fucking sleeping on you, buddy. If you're sleeping on me, you're going to find out. So that mentality from that time, you already know that he's going to come to this fight, regardless of what his past performances, past two performances. And like we always talk sometimes, fighters usually get more hyped up or more mentally hungry for a fight when the level of fight steps up.
Absolutely. They fight up and down into the competition.
Yeah.
And like, this is the last thing I might add before I end the video is like, one thing I love about Anthony Joshua is that, you know, he's been showing from the Ruiz rematch to now, like the Ruiz rematch and the Pulev fight, he's been showing that that jab is improving, and he's been showing his developments as a heavyweight, and I feel like he's developing nicely as a heavyweight because, like, you know, Fury and Wilder, these guys have been boxing for a little bit longer than he has, and he still has maybe a little bit more room to grow. Yeah. And he's growing and he's maturing, and he looks like he could be coming. He could be coming, you know, one of the best heavyweights of his era, maybe the best heavyweight of his era if he keeps progressing. But this fight right here, because of Usyk and the boxing skills he possesses in the ring, it's gonna be a test of just how much has Anthony Joshua and that jab and and his understanding of distance, timing, these subtle, very nuanced things of boxing. It's the test of how much he's developed as a fighter.
And let's be real, to me right now, skill-wise, Joshua is a very skillful boxer, and so is this. So it's really, to me, it's also skill against skill. You know what I mean? As far as how the styles are. So it's got that drama to add to the pot in the soup, or what do you want, the soup in the pot, or how you call it. And then you got the power from Joshua. How is Usyk going to do that? How is Usyk going to deal with that? So
can he take the punch?
Right, there's a lot of can Joshua. They say Joshua is chinny at times. Can Joshua probably handle? I mean, because we really don't know Usyk's real true power. We really don't know. You know, we see him get this, but we don't know. But who knows? At this level right here, and he's fighting one of the best heavyweights in heavyweight division in Joshua. I mean, that and plus the 100,000 crowd, people gonna be there. It's gonna be
at the new Tottenham Stadium. You know, first fight there.
Or whatever. You know what? But you know what? Usyk didn't want to even take step aside one. Yeah. He told his manager, I don't want nothing. Don't put me in none of that shit. I want to come up here and prove to myself. So, I mean, I think like the levels of fight right here, the stuff he's going on, it's gonna be big, brother. It's gonna be a big fight. I'm telling you that right now.
We're gonna see, man. Listen, we'll be covering it and talking about it from all angles here on True School Sports as we inch closer and closer to the fight. But let us know what you think. Let us know, like, Usyk, Joshua, is Usyk the toughest test of Joshua's career, or are we chatting nonsense? Let us know in the comments. Either way you think. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.